Ever learned more from a video game than a textbook? I mean, think about it. Have you ever been so deep into a game, building a whole civilization, and then you just accidentally learned a ton about ancient history? Or what about finally getting a new language to stick, all thanks to some fun little app on your phone? It happens, right? All the time.
Well, that feeling, it's not an accident. It's totally by design. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on these hidden systems that so cleverly blend learning and play. We're going to explore what I'm calling the architecture of human experience, and you'll see how this architecture is quite literally shaping our world.
All right, Section 1, Learning Without Even Realizing It. So what is this thing? This invisible force that turns learning from a total chore into a genuine adventure. It's a concept that is, believe it or not, all around us, even if we don't always notice it.
Yeah, it really is the secret ingredient. It's that magic touch that turns a dry science documentary into a full-on cinematic thriller. It's the hook that gets you craving that daily language lesson, and it's the engine that turns a video game about history into a living, breathing time machine.
And it has a name. The official term is edutainment. And look, this isn't just about slapping some smiley faces on a textbook to make learning fun. No, it's a really deliberate, calculated design. The whole goal is to fuse education and entertainment so perfectly, so seamlessly, that you just absorb information without even thinking about it, because you're totally captivated.
Okay, so let's get into the blueprint. If edutainment is an architecture, a structure, then how is it actually built? What are the support beams? What are the foundational elements that make it so powerful? Let's put on our imaginary hard hats for a second and check out the blueprints. Because it turns out pretty much all of the most successful edutainment experiences, they're all built on the exact same core principles.
And here they are, the three big ones, the three pillars of edutainment. You've got a compelling narrative, active interactivity, and meaningful rewards. These three things hold up the entire structure. One draws you in, one makes you a part of it, and one keeps you coming back. So let's break each one down, shall we?
All right, first up, narrative. We are just wired for story. Our brains are absolute suckers for a good one. I mean, a list of facts about the universe? Super forgettable, right? But what about a journey through the cosmos on a spaceship of the imagination, like in the show Cosmos? Now that sticks with you. A good story gives all those dry facts a framework, a purpose. It makes them matter.
Next, we've got the second pillar, interactivity, and this one is absolutely crucial. This is where you go from just being a passive viewer to an active participant. You're not just watching something happen, you're doing it. Think about a game like Minecraft. You're not just learning about geology from a book. No, you're literally mining the minerals yourself. You become the player, the detective, the explorer, the creator.
And pillar number 3, meaningful rewards. Our brains are just hardwired to seek them out. It's a basic survival instinct, and edutainment taps right into it. Just think of that satisfying little ding and the point streak you get in Duolingo. These little rewards, whether they're points, badges, or even just that simple, amazing aha moment of finally solving a tough puzzle, they give us a little hit of dopamine that keeps us coming back for more.
Okay, so now we've seen the blueprint, right? We've got the story, the interaction, and the rewards. But so what? What actually happens when all these pieces click together? What's the real impact on our brains, on how we process and actually hold on to information?
I mean, just look at this comparison. It's a pretty stark contrast. On one side, you have traditional learning. You're just passively receiving information, trying to memorize it for a test. Yawn. But on the other side, you've got the edutainment experience. Now you're actively solving problems. You're making an emotional connection to what you're learning. It's the difference between being told something and actually living it.
And the result of that difference, it's staggering. The data here is crystal clear. If you're just listening to a lecture, your information retention is, well, it's pretty low. But the second you add in that interactivity, that engagement that's at the heart of edutainment, your retention just skyrockets. It all comes down to this. We remember what we do way, way better than what we just hear. In fact, check this out. Some models suggest we can retain up to a whopping 90% of what we learn when we actually do the thing ourselves, or even just simulate the real experience. 90%. That's the absolute peak of this whole architecture. It's learning by doing, and it is hands down the most powerful way to make knowledge stick.
All right, let's zoom out a bit for our last section. Experience by design. Now that we can see the blueprint and we really understand its power, we kind of have to ask a much bigger question about all these intentionally designed experiences.
Because here's the thing, this architecture,
It isn't just in classrooms or video games anymore, not by a long shot. It's in those corporate training modules that feel more like escape rooms. It's in health and wellness apps that turn your fitness journey into an epic quest. It's even in financial apps that gamify saving money. It is, quite simply, everywhere.
So that leaves us with this final big question to chew on. If the very structure of our experiences, from how we learn to how we work to how we stay healthy, if all of that is being so carefully architected for us, what does that make us? Are we just residents living inside these incredibly well-designed systems? Or can we become the co-architects? Can we be aware of the design and actually learn to shape it for ourselves? Definitely something to think about.